As you study astrology more, you come to realize that the celestial bodies all work together to make you a unique individual at the exact millisecond of your birth. That's why the classic sun signs don't split people into 12 distinctive personality categories. To figure out all of it, you have to know the exact date, time, and location of your birth. Most notably, you have to know these things to calculate your rising sign. But before I break down the concept of rising signs, I want to either welcome you back to my channel. Here at A World of Spirituality, in case you didn't know, I post a new video at least once a week on a different facet of the complex fields of religion and spirituality. If you want to get notified whenever I post a video on something you might want to learn more about, tap the bell icon. Now let's get started. Before we talk about what people of each rising sign are generally like, let's talk about what a rising sign actually is. Also known as your ascendant, your rising sign is the constellation that was rising on the eastern horizon at the exact time of your birth, hence its name. Although the stars in the sky appear static from afar, the constellations actually move really fast. Likewise, the rising sign is an extremely sensitive placement. The ascendant changes zodiac signs every 2 hours. So in order to calculate your rising sign, you need to know your exact, not approximate, time and place of birth. Although it is often referred to as the mask you wear in public, the rising sign is much more personal than your external, front-facing persona. Your rising sign represents the microcosm of your entire life experience, including the themes, cycles, and patterns that will show up in your life over and over again. Now that we know what a rising sign is, let's talk about what it means to have each of the 12 constellations as a rising sign. We're going to start at the beginning of the zodiac with Aries risings. An outsider will always see the confidence, enthusiasm, energy, and competitiveness in an Aries rising, even if they don't see it themselves. If anyone ever has anything negative to say about someone with an Aries ascendant, it's that they can be hot-headed and impulsive. Specifically, they have the notoriously dangerous habit of acting first and thinking later. Because Aries risings have such a strong sense of self, they can be perceived as selfish. This may or may not be accurate depending on the individual. With a natural inclination towards leadership and action, Aries ascendant individuals often excel in careers that require quick decision-making and a willingness to take risks. Next on the zodiac wheel is Taurus rising. Ironically, those born with the steadfast bull on the ascendant tend to prefer a slow and steady approach to life. Or maybe not so ironically, given that Taurus is a grounded and conservative earth sign. However, any sign on the birth chart with more impulsive qualities, particularly the fire signs of Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, may offset the cautious and pragmatic tendencies of Taurus risings. Common interests of Taurus risings are gardening, cooking, beauty, art, dance, and music. They're often drawn to comfort, security, and harmony wherever possible. The third rising sign of the zodiac, Gemini. Geminis are pretty cool and breezy people, as the element of their sign, air, might suggest. Internally, communication is more important to a Sun in Gemini person. But externally, Gemini risings are better communicators. Gemini probably has the best social skills of any rising sign. Gemini risings tend to be very talkative and can even strike up conversations with just their body language and facial expressions. However, Gemini risings are susceptible to the flaws of impatience, arrogance, and bossiness, since they tend to move a lot faster than the other rising signs. But if they really make an effort, they can be really good companions to a friend, family member, or significant other. This would be quite fitting considering that the Gemini constellation is a pair of twins. Cancer rising. This is my rising sign, and it actually makes a lot of sense the more I learn about it. It's quite surprising given that Cancer is the polarity of my sun sign Capricorn. I'm thinking I should maybe make a video about the zodiac polarities. But for now, let's get back to the rising sign of Cancer. As a Cancer ascendant, all my friends and family say that I'm very kind, emotional, and sentimental, sometimes even to a fault. By observing what I say and do, you might say that I change sentiments from one minute to the next. That would be because the sun sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon, which is constantly changing phases. But if you could read my mind, I wouldn't seem like much of a Cancer to you. And neither would anyone else with the rising sign of Cancer, unless Cancer happens to be their sun sign. The things I think in my mind tend to align more with my sun sign Capricorn, but even I don't quite see myself that way. Alright, now let's move on to Leo rising. The constellation of Leo is ruled by the sun, but Leo risings are more likely to shine bright and become the center of attention than those with the sun in Leo, though the latter has a much stronger desire for this. Sorry, sun in Leos. The good news for everyone else is that the energetic vibes of Leo risings tend to be contagious. So if you're looking for a feel-good, exciting time, your best bet is to hang out with a Leo rising. But due to the influence of the sun, Leo risings can also show off a soft side by comforting and warming hearts when the situation calls for it. When a Leo rising is the person who needs comforting and heartwarming, they either make that very clear or don't show it at all. No in between. If a Leo rising isn't careful, the energy of the sun can lead them to scorch souls with loud, harsh words or actions. Where such qualities serve Leo risings and those around them best is that it gives them a natural confidence, ability to speak up, passion, and leadership skills. Now we're halfway through with Virgo rising. Ruled by the people-focused planet Mercury, the Virgo rising's greatest virtue is generosity, with Mercury analytically tuning them into the needs of the people around them and how they can be best met. This may sometimes include giving a little tough love, which the Virgo rising is more qualified to do than anyone in the zodiac. The Virgo rising is the first to notice when something's out of order, whether it's a misspelled word or grammatical error, or a dish that didn't get completely clean in the dishwasher. Perfectionism is the classic trait of Virgo, but Virgo risings are more likely to display it outwardly, whereas Sun in Virgo people are more likely to struggle with it internally or have it be a central theme in their lives. Speaking of outwardness, Virgo risings also tend to be the most fashion-forward of the zodiac, with one area where they pay particularly close attention being picking out clothing that will attract positive attention from an onlooker. Ruled by the abdominal area, Virgo risings aren't as likely to have digestive issues as their Sun in Virgo counterparts, but tend to work harder to keep that area slim and fit by eating healthy and exercising. But this is also prone to going too far, with Virgo risings prone to hypochondria and eating disorders. Sign number 7, Libra rising. Ruled by the planet Venus, the Roman goddess of beauty, Libra risings have a natural beauty about them, both in their physical appearances and in their performance of tasks. Fittingly, those with a rising sign in the constellation of the Scales tend to have evenness and balance in their appearances, such as symmetrical facial features and clever mixings and matchings of colors with the hair, clothing, and makeup. Naturally, Libra risings tend to excel in areas like art, music, dance, and culinary arts. Perhaps the scales of justice can remind a Libra rising to be rational when it comes to aesthetic desires and spending money. If a Libra rising is good about keeping those scales in balance, they'll naturally be good at friendships and relationships. They'll be easy to get along with, not because they're meek pushovers, but because they're honest, transparent, loyal, and have good communication skills. Now on to Scorpio rising. One of the first things you'll notice about a Scorpio rising is the vibe of intensity, energy, and determination so closely associated with the sign. In fact, it'll be much more obvious than these qualities are in a Sun in Scorpio, for whom they more subtly affect their life choice and paths. Of everyone in the zodiac, Scorpio risings are the most likely to follow through when they commit and meet the goals they set. At least the goals and commitments whose results are visible to others. If a Scorpio rising is being themselves, even if you don't like it, don't try to stop them. It won't work and it won't end well. Scorpio risings can really see through people's abilities, weaknesses, pains, and lies. They're very good guessers and really good at reading between the lines. And it's a two-way street, because Scorpio risings are themselves very transparent about these things, whether they mean to be or not. Rising sign number 9, Sagittarius. Sagittarius risings are the truth seekers and teller-like-it-isers of the zodiac. The only reason to say more is to give this sign the same due diligence I'm giving all the others. Despite their raunchy, brutally honest analysis of things, Sagittarius risings have a way of delivering it without alienating the people around them. They sometimes even intrigue others by saying what everyone else is thinking, but no one else will. There is no one in the zodiac better than a Sagittarius rising at the risky activity of firing truth arrows, fitting given the skilled centaur archer represented by their constellation. But that doesn't mean they don't ever misfire, and that the fiery element of the sign never flares up their temper. When a Sagittarius rising is lit up about a plan, they'll pursue it like the centaur galloping off onto a hunt. Sagittarius risings raise the bar when no one else will. Now it's time for Capricorn rising. Sun in Capricorn people, such as myself, are said to be very stoic, shrewd, workaholics, dependable, responsible, and even a little mean. People say that a Capricorn rising is all these things, but me, a Sun in Capricorn, not so much. Especially since Capricorn risings sometimes have sharp facial features and intense, deeply set eyes. Capricorn risings often have many status symbols and signs of success to show others how hard they've worked and how skilled and virtuous they really are. Capricorn risings are often slim and fit as a result of a healthy diet and exercise, and they can often be seen at the gym and with healthy salads on their plates and soup in their bowls. This is all good and well, as long as the Capricorn rising in question doesn't get so caught up in this that they forget what's really important. Next up is Aquarius rising. Whereas someone who looks and acts very shrewd, mature, and productive is likely to be a Capricorn rising, someone who seems very intelligent and reliable, but has very obvious dashes of creativity and quirkiness, is more likely to be an Aquarius rising. If you need someone to suggest ideas or help you plan a project, you'll probably turn to an Aquarius rising and not even know it. Aquarius is the humanitarian of the rising signs, socially responsible and considerate towards others. Aquarius risings tend to be utilitarians, making decisions that they believe will benefit as many people as possible. They tend to take up intellectual hobbies such as reading, writing, debates, and long discussions. And we come full circle to Pisces rising. The Pisces associated qualities of being soft, sentimental, and a big dreamer make themselves most evident in a Pisces rising, just like the common qualities of all zodiac signs. A Pisces rising might seem shy and seem to lack confidence, but for many, this could not be further from the truth. Just get to know them and you'll know what I mean. Where Pisces risings tend to fall short is that they tend to set unrealistic goals and aren't very good at decision making. However, they usually make up for these flaws by way of their artistic talents, finding quality creative outlets, graceful communication, and flexibility. Pisces risings tend to move in quick, graceful movements, just like the fish their sign represents. An endearing smile, charming mannerisms, and tranquil expressions are typical of a Pisces rising. What's your rising sign? Would you say the descriptions I provided are true about you? How so or how not? Let me know in the comments. If this is the first video of mine you've seen, and it looks and sounds like something you want more of, you might as well go ahead and subscribe, and also ask for notifications. Especially if you want to subscribe to a channel that posts content like this, all about religions and spiritualities, and even their diversity and relationships to each other. Seriously, what do you have to lose? I don't blame you if you simply can't wait for my next video to come out. But while you wait, why not check out the videos I've already posted about moon signs and major planetary aspects by clicking the links on your screen. Trust me, if you like this video, you'll love those ones.